Hey guys, welcome to another recap of the X Factor. Alright, as MJ would say, this is it! The final 16 are revealed tonight because this is the only show this week. The next show for X Factor is next Tuesday. Simon is up first. Let's talk about his group, which was the girls. Tara Woloshin. Her name is such a mystery to me, that last name. Woloshin. Who knows? I can't pay attention with that English announcer. Alright, well, unfortunately, she was a no. Simone Battle, who Simon called Simone. I don't get it at all. I guess he saw on the paper, you know, his name is Simon, her name is Simon with an E, so I guess he thought it was different. I don't know, but it's Simone. Good news, you're through. I'm really surprised she made it through because I really did not think she brought it. Drew Reinowitz, duh. He said she was the best, so she definitely got through. I'm a little surprised that Jaslyn Little didn't make it through because I thought that she, her personality would have carried her through. Caitlin Koch, also, I thought that she was definitely going to be a yes, and she was a no, and boy was I disappointed when I heard that she was a no. Especially when Tia Tolliver was a yes. I'm not hating on anybody, but I really didn't think Tia Tolliver has what it takes, but apparently Simon sees something in her. So now with all the groups, they basically had one spot open, yet 2 people to go in it. So the final one for the girls came down between Rachel Crow and Melanie Amaro. And I liked both of these girls. Rachel Crow, though, I thought was just a little bit young. But she did have a good stage presence. Melanie Amaro, she just blew me away with her vocals. She was just really amazing. And Simon said the spot goes to Rachel Crow. And I almost flipped a shiz. I just could not believe that Melanie Amaro didn't make it through. But Simon was feeling like he made a mistake. And I think this was all planned. This is just a ploy so that he can get 5 people in his group through. I'm kind of disgusted that they did it this way. So, you know, to make you think that, oh, he wasn't going to take her. So that, oh my God, how could you make so, oh, you fixed it, Simon. And he went to go visit her in Florida at her house to tell her that she was through. And I just thought the whole thing was so staged. It was just like, oh, you weren't expecting me? So she's through, and there's going to be a top 17 for the live shows. Alright, so now that we've got that horrible mistake all cleared up, let's talk about Nicole and the groups. You know what, Simon? A lot of the other judges would have been happy to have picked 5 instead of 4. So unfair. Alright, Nicole. So she had the over 30s, and this, to me, I thought this was the hardest decision that any of the judges had to make because this was a really tight group, mostly. So Josh Krajic was up first, and he was a yes, duh. He's got it. He's got X. Krista Collins, the Disney former child star, a no. I'm not really surprised that she's a no because, I don't know. She just doesn't seem like she's really going to go very far. I mean, she's more of a niche type performer. James Kenny, I'm also a little surprised that he was a no. Dexter Haygood, I am extremely surprised that he was a yes. The guy is extremely unstable, unpredictable, kind of old. I don't know, but apparently Nicole needed to put him through. Was she afraid to tell him no? I don't know. Tiger Budbell. Ugh, he was a no. I'm not surprised, but I feel bad for him because now his house is being auctioned off. Tugs at my heartstrings. Leroy Bell, thank God, is a yes. I was so terrified that they weren't going to take him because the way they edited this, it just seemed like, I don't know. So for the groups, the final two came down to Elaine Gibbs and Stacey Francis. And the two of them are both like diva-ish singers. So it was a tough decision. I mean, I was going back and forth between the two of them. And I was hoping that it was Stacey Francis, and it was. So that was the only matchup at the end where I was actually satisfied with the results. Every one of the groups had a stinker in it that I would not have picked, like apparently Dexter Haygood. Nothing against Dexter, it's just when you're up against talent like that and somebody else has to go home for you to stay, I mean, it sucks when you're not the best. Let's talk about Paula. I could talk about her all day long. All right, so she had the groups. And the groups this season, this very first season, were horrible. They were horrible. They didn't even have enough groups to pick a top 8. Remember, they had to pull people out of the solo categories and shove them together and make groups? Alright, so 2 Squared was the first ones who found out that it was a no, which was unfortunate because they ended up quitting their jobs. So I wish somebody had told them, please do not quit your day jobs, because they just weren't there yet. Brewer Boys, I can't believe they were a yes, but you know what? The chances were good that they were going to get through because the talent was very lacking in this category. Illusion Confusion, a no. I don't think they had a shot. I mean, they were just filler, really. I'm sorry to be so, like, critical, but that's the point of the show, isn't it? For sure. It was a no, and unfortunate because they quit school. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. All right, Lakota Rain, it was obvious that they were the best of the bunch. And it was pretty funny, too, because they were in a group when the show started. Intensity, I didn't think they were that great, but I had a feeling that they would keep them because they were kids, and kids sell records, I suppose. You know, it's like a novelty to have, you know, like a little kids bop group. Paula couldn't say no to the kids. She would have, you know, been in a coma. All right, so their double at the end came down to The Answer and Stereo Hogs. And I thought for sure that The Answer was going through, but I guess that guy totally blew it because he didn't wear the red glasses for the judge's home performance. He now has green glasses that he was sporting. I guess that was his kryptonite. So they were a no, and the Stereo Hogs was a yes. I'm a little surprised. All right, so the final judges group was L.A. Reid's group, and that was the boys. Brian Bradley was the first one to find out, and he was a yes. And I'm a little surprised, but not. Because I had a feeling that L.A. was going to keep him. Wouldn't have been my pick. He would have been the stinker. All right, Nick Voss. It was obvious that it was going to be a no for him. I felt like telling him, next time come back with a full eyebrow. Watch, he was probably in some kind of eyebrow accident or something and he just can't grow it back, but I kind of doubt that. All right, Skylar Anderson. I kind of was hoping that he would go through because I really liked his personality, but he was a no. Brennan Hunt. I was pretty sure he was going to be a no because he just seemed to be too two-dimensional. Philip Lomax. He was a yes, and I would guarantee you that if he would win the whole thing and put out an album, Maddie would buy it, because that's her style of that she likes. Chris Renee, I knew he was going through. Just stay clean now, Chris. Stay clean. You want to stay in the competition and have a good finish. So that group, it came down to Marcus Canty and Tim Cyphers. And I was pretty sure that Tim Cyphers was going through, but not. You know, in my heart, I wanted Tim Cyphers to go through, but I kind of had a feeling that LA was going to put through Marcus Canty because he reminded him of Bobby Brown. So I was right. It wasn't Tim Cyphers, and I was really surprised because I thought Tim Cyphers was really talented. But who knows what happens to the people who get rejected from the show. I mean, people who get rejected from American Idol go on to do amazing things. So, you know, just because you didn't make it on this one show and you weren't right for it doesn't mean that that's going to be the end of the line. So you have to not stop trying. All you out there who were on the show and didn't make it through, don't give up. So like I said at the beginning, the next show is not until Tuesday, so we have a whole week off for baseball, I suppose. And then who knows what happens, because I sure don't know who's going to win the baseball. All right, kids, till next Tuesday, much love.